Right, so today on Blender Recipes, we're making a simple yet elegant dish. It's just displacement. Fun for the whole family. Now, all we need to do, get a plane and scale it up. Give it a few meshes, give it a few geometries. Then we're going to add a geometry nodes. So if we come over to the geometry nodes layout and then just add a new one. Beautiful, look at that. Okay, so what we're trying to achieve in here is how can we add some displacement? Because I'll show you the old method. This is something I prepared earlier. Look at this. Now this is great. This is really good, but it's limiting. Look at this. Come down here, come to the clouds. There's nothing to play with. You got a few, it's not enough, okay? So that's gone. Enough of that. New method, geometry nodes. Have a look at this. Now, what we need to do, come down here, and we're going to add a set position. Now, what this is going to allow us to do is set little individual positions along the mesh. We can do that by adding a noise texture. Throw that in there. Now look at that. We've overcooked it. The way we can go around that is we're going to add a normal, right? And then we're going to just mix the two together. So if we grab ourselves a vector math node and then set it to multiply, plug that in the position, and she's gone. Where'd she go? I have no idea. Okay, see what happened there? Position? No, offset. Beautiful, look at that. So we have something very similar to the old method, but with this now, and we're using nodes, we can now transcend this even further. Now, a few things we want to do here to give us a few more controls, right? Is in the noise here, I'm going to add a math node. There we go. And we're going to set that to subtract. Now, all this is going to do is kind of set it in place. We're going to tell it to just stay put. Now, I'm going to Shift D, duplicate this, not that, no, and bam, look at that. Multiply, now this with this one, and then this one's going to allow us to stretch it. Now, two simple controls here, and I'll show you how to bring some life into it in just a second. Okay. Now, the reason we use geometry nodes instead of the old method is because we don't just have noise, right? We can put a void in there. Actually, let's go to Musgrave. So Musgrave into a noise texture, right? And with that, let's add a little bit more geometry to the mesh itself. Look at that. Beautiful. Not just yet. Okay. Let's just scale this down a little bit, and let's scale this down a little bit. I'm just going to smooth the shade of this. See, what you had in shading, now you have that in geometry nodes. And this is endless. You can add as many nodes and as many points as you want. Like, let's smack a bloody void in there as well. Stuff it. Look at that. Do what you want, okay? Right, so now let me show you how to add a little bit of life into this. Okay, so what you want to do is grab yourself a geometry proximity, and then grab yourself one of these boys, another vector math node, right? And I'm going to smack that in the vector of our last texture here. Then this is our input. That's going to go into the geometry proximity, and then that's going to go into the vector. Now I'm going to set all these to 1, right? Okay. Before I do this, this little tip and trick I learned is from this boy right here, Kanye. Go check him out. I'll put a link in the description. Thank you for that, man. Right, we're almost done with this dish. It's simple yet elegant, fun for the whole family. Right, now I'm going to just set this to add and make sure these are all on 1. Now, whatever vector I add to will animate in that direction. For example, the Z axis here, if I just pull that down, we're going to pull that mesh through space, and that's going to give us this beautiful displacement here. Now we can also bring it on the Y and bring it on the X. Reset all those. The endless possibilities with that. Now, I'd like to give a little shout out to this boy right here. This tutorial is basically a more in-depth deep dive into what you can do with this, and I thought I'd make a simplified version of that for you guys today. Enjoy.